Hello everyone, Steve from Fools AU here again. In the next few minutes, I'm going to share with you the brutal truths and the mistakes and the strategic insights that have completely transformed not just my finances, but the entire relationship with money and wealth. And if I'm being totally honest with you, some of these lessons were painful to learn. 5 years ago, when I was sat in that 2-bedroom flat during lockdown, absolutely terrified about my financial future. I had nothing but debt and no plans worked out whatsoever. Then I brought this simple 5-ounce silver bar for my son's birthday. It cost me £70 at the time. Today that same bar is worth about £200. But honestly, what have I learned? Let's dive in. Here's the first truth I've learned. If you're stacking precious metals and thinking you were going to double your money in the first 6 months, you're in the wrong game. Oh, so wrong. When I started, I was obsessed. I checked the spot prices every 5 minutes. Had it gone up? Had it gone down? I was driving myself absolutely mad. And you know what? That's not what it's all about. Precious metals are about wealth preservation. Let that sink in for a moment. That's about protecting what you've already got. Think of it this way. My grandfather could have bought a decent suit with a gold sovereign in 1920. Today, a gold sovereign will still buy you a decent suit. That's wealth preservation. The pound in your bank account, it loses value every single year through inflation. But that silver coin, that gold sovereign, their purchase powers stay remarkably stable over decades. So the first strategic insight is stop thinking about profit, start thinking about protection. You're not buying silver and gold to get rich. You're buying it so that inflation doesn't make you poor. Okay, the second mistake thing I've learned from is when I first started buying, I didn't understand premiums properly. I just saw silver coin and bought it. Didn't matter if it was paying 20, 30 or even 40% over spot price. I thought as long as I had the silver I was winning. Wrong, dead wrong. Here's what I've learned the hard way. The premium you pay is the premium you lose. If you buy a coin with 40% premium, you need the spot price to rise by 40% just to break even when you sell. Most dealers don't pay you back anything close to that premium when you're selling. These days I follow a strict rule. I never pay more than 15 to 20% premium on bullion unless there's a specific reason, like it's a collectible pre-decimal coin or historical value, or it's a fractional gold with naturally carries a higher premium. For new investors, my advice is simple. Focus on generic bullion with low premiums for your Britannias, Maples, generic bars. These are your bread and butter. Save the fancy stuff for when you understand the markets. The premium trap has caught more beginners than any other single mistake. Don't let it be you. Moving on. Now, here's something I didn't expect when I started the journey 5 years ago. Remember how I said I was absolutely rubbish at saving? If I had cash in the bank, it was already spent. I had zero discipline. It was like an illness, honestly. But buying physical silver and gold changed something fundamental in my brain. Suddenly I had savings that I just couldn't tap on my phone and spend. If I wanted to cash in my silver, I'd have to package it up, go to the post office, deal with eBay or auction sites. It was just enough friction to stop me making stupid impulse buys. And you know what happened? I started valuing money differently. Every time I was about to buy something rubbish I didn't need, I'd think, that's half an ounce of silver. That's a quarter of a sovereign. It completely rewired how I thought about spending. 5 years in, I've transformed from someone drowning in debt to someone with a growing stack of precious metals. But more than that, I've become financially disciplined. I think before I spend, I plan ahead. I have goals. That transformation is worth more than the silver itself, I believe. Here's a strategic insight that took me about 2 years to figure out. Early on, I thought diversification meant buy silver, buy gold, job done. But there's actually diversification within precious metals that's absolutely crucial. Here's what my stack looks like now and why. Because I've spent 60% of my money on bullion coins, low premium, easy to sell, pure wealth preservation, Britannias, Maples, generic rounds. Yeah, I put 20% in pre-decimal silver, British coins from before 1947. These have silver content and collectible value, plus they're absolutely fascinating from a history perspective, which keeps me engaged. Then I have fractional gold, 15%, half sovereigns, quarter ounces. These are more expensive per ounce, but they're far easier to sell when you need to. Nobody wants to buy a full ounce of gold in an emergency, but half a sovereign, that moves fast. Then I've got the 5% on treasure hunting, sterling silver cutlery, antique pieces, jewellery. I find these at charity shops and car boot sales. It keeps the hobby interesting, and sometimes you find absolute bargains. When you go to car boots, make sure you check out, like people have all the jewellery in boxes, and they always just think it's like costume jewellery. Go through it, check it, because sometimes you will see something with a number on it. 925, 750, 18 karat gold. Just look carefully, have a look, and then if you see something like that, say to them, how much for the whole box? And they may sell you the whole box. Take that box home, check everything out in it properly. You might end up with a right bargain and a win. The lessons here is don't put all your eggs in one basket, even with precious metals. Have a core of simple bullion, but add variety to protect yourself and keep your interest alive. Because if you get bored, you'll stop stacking, and that's when you lose. Now, moving on to security, and this is the biggest pitfall, right? This is critical, so pay attention. The biggest pitfalls I've seen, both from my own near misses and from watching others in the community, is talking too much about your stack. I have mentioned this in other videos. I made this mistake early on. I was so excited about my silver collection that I'd tell anybody who'd listen. Friends, family, even casual acquaintances, yeah, I'm invested in gold and silver right now. Then one day, someone I vaguely knew asked me point blank, so how much have you got? Where do you keep it? That was a big wake-up call for me. I now follow the simple rule, I don't know. Someone asked about my stack, I don't know. Someone asked where I keep it, don't really know, don't know. Someone asked what is it worth, definitely I don't know. Those 3 words shut down the conversation instantly without being rude. Here's the hard truth. Precious metals make you have a target on your back. If the wrong person finds out that you've got 5,000, 10,000, even 50,000, whatever you've got, in silver and gold sitting in your house, you're just painting a target on your back. Security is non-negotiable. Get a proper safe. Don't tell people. And for the love of God, don't post photographs on social media about your entire stack with your face and a location visible. I've heard horror stories. Don't become one. So, there you have it. 5 years of stacking, 5 major lessons. Wealth preservation, not a get rich quick scheme. Watch those premiums like a hawk. Let precious metals transform your financial discipline. Diversify with your stack, and security first, always. But here's the most important thing I've learned. This journey is much about the person you become as the wealth you build. I'm not the same person I was 5 years ago, sat in that flat, terrified and drowning in debt. I'm disciplined. I'm knowledgeable. I'm building something real for my future and my family. I'm always learning. I'm not an expert. I'm just some bloke who thought I need to start building my wealth up. And you can do exactly the same thing. Start small. Start today. Buy one silver coin or one small bar like I did. Get that tactile feel and the real wealth in your hands. Then build from there, step by step, month by month. 5 years from now, you'd look back at this moment and you'll realise that was a turning point. Now, I'm no financial advisor like I've just said. I'm just sharing my experiences and what worked for me. But if these resonate with you, do me a favour, hit the like button, drop a comment, tell me, have a conversation with me. Let's have a chat about where you're going, where you're at, where you're not at, and we can help each other move along this journey. Remember, you never know what gold lies hidden in plain sight as well. So keep your eyes peeled. I'll see you in the next one. Happy stacking.